For decades, the romantic image of the World Cup has centered on one iconic figure, the lone savior carrying the weight of an entire nation through 90 minutes of pressure to secure a title. We still see the appeal of this narrative when Lionel Messi scores a hat-trick for Argentina. The entire team structure is built to ensure the ball finds his feet, making him the central pivot for every attacking move. Other legends, like Neymar, enter their final campaigns under similar circumstances, with every tactical plan designed to maximize their specific talents, while a country watches and waits for a moment of genius. However, a quiet shift in the modern game has turned this reliance into a liability. For top-tier nations, building around an aging icon is becoming a tactical dead end. When a team prioritizes a legacy player, they often stunt the growth of the rest of the squad. The system becomes rigid, forced to compensate for the diminishing mobility of a superstar who no longer fits the high-intensity demands of today's international game. This creates a fundamental tension. The very idols who put these nations on the map now stand in the way of the tactical flexibility needed to win a modern trophy. Portugal's current dilemma illustrates this perfectly. At 41, Cristiano Ronaldo remains the focal point of the team, even as his presence forces the rest of the squad to adapt to his specific, static style of play. This diagram shows the problem. When a forward stays anchored in the penalty box waiting for the ball, they stop making the difficult, space-clearing runs that pull defenders out of position. This clogs the passing lanes for everyone else. When that static presence is removed, the attack regains its fluidity. Without one player occupying the center, the remaining forwards are free to rotate and swap positions, which creates the openings that lead to goals. Brazil faces a similar struggle with Neymar. He has been plagued by recurring muscle injuries, yet the national team continues to build its identity around the hope that he can return to full strength for one last tournament. Keeping a player like Neymar in the squad is often driven by the need to manage locker room morale and public perception. It's about the presence he brings to the group, even if his physical limitations disrupt the tactical plan. The result is a tactical ceiling. A modern team can only go as far as its system allows, and that system breaks down the moment it has to work around a superstar's lack of mobility. The race for the Golden Boot highlights the emergence of a different kind of superstar, one whose success is a byproduct of the system, not a replacement for it. Analysts favor Kylian Mbappe over Messi because France has surrounded him with diverse attacking threats. Players like Michael Olise provide the movement and assists that allow Mbappe to flourish without having to do everything himself. Harry Kane represents the peak of this modern archetype. He is an elite, all-around footballer who can drop deep or stay high, thriving because the England squad is built to provide him with constant service. Vini Jr. provides a cautionary example. While he is arguably the best winger in club football, he has struggled to replicate that same dominance in a Brazil shirt. You cannot expect even a prime talent like Vini Jr. to manufacture breakthroughs out of nothing for a full 90 minutes if the rest of the team isn't providing the necessary athletic support and tactical structure. Elite players now function as multipliers for a functional system. They are the finishing touch on a collective effort, not a safety net for a team that isn't working. If the individual star is no longer the primary factor in winning, the balance of power has shifted toward the person in the dugout. This explains why top nations are increasingly hiring elite foreign managers like Carlo Ancelotti. These super coaches bring a club-level focus on system and identity to the international stage. A manager's true role today is to manage the environment, handling the media pressure and convincing legacy players to accept roles that benefit the team's overall harmony. Thomas Tuchel was brought to England to act as a psychological architect. His goal is to remove the team's historical fear of attacking and unlock the potential of a squad that has often been too scared to play its best football. In modern tournament play, tactical harmony and effective ego management determine success as much as individual talent. All of this leads to a defining question for the future of the World Cup. Will the next winner be a nation lifting the trophy for the first time, or one guided by a foreign coaching philosophy? The evidence suggests that international football is finally mirroring the complex, system-heavy nature of the club game. Federations are realizing that a coherent tactical identity is worth more than any single player. Some nations are taking the long view. Japan has set a goal to win the World Cup by 2050, focusing on decades of structural development rather than waiting for a miracle player to appear. These long-term projects reflect a new reality. Success requires building deep, balanced squads. You can't just wait 30 years for a legendary talent to be born. You have to build a system that can win with the talent you have. The most successful nations will be the ones that prioritize the collective balance of the group. They will be the ones willing to look past individual hype to ensure the entire 11 functions as a single unit. The one-man team is a relic of the past. To reach the top today, you have to leave the legends behind and put your faith in the system.